Hi artists, welcome to Mrs. Gelaro's Art Room. Today we're going to be exploring the idea of warm and cool colors and how if you put warm colors next to cool colors, it creates a contrast. It makes something pop out. So you know that the warm colors are red, orange, and yellow, and the cool colors are green, blue, and also purple, even though there's not purple here. And if you put these colors next to these colors, it will really make what you're painting or drawing or coloring pop out. What we're going to do today are fall leaves. I know you have all different kinds of art supplies at home, so I'm giving you some choices because you're the artist, so you get to choose, and it also depends on what supplies you have. So this project was done with all crayons. As you can see, it says all crayon, warm or cool leaves. And you can see that I made the leaves with warm colors and I made the background with cool colors so that the leaves would really show up. This one is all crayon. This one is crayon with paint on top of it. So you can see in the background that I just made some stripes, not as many stripes as on this one with my crayon, and then I painted over with yellow. And the same with this. When I colored it, I left some white showing, and then I painted over it with blue and green. So this one is with crayon and paint. And then this one, and this is the one I'm going to show you how to do today, this one is with a black marker and crayon. But you can choose to do it whichever way you want to, depending on the supplies you have. Now, you can also see that there are different shapes of leaves. And that's another choice that you're going to need to make. What kind of leaves do you want? You get to pick. So let's get started. So as always, we're going to go ahead and create a margin on the top of our page here. Now this particular project has a little frame around it. So you can see that I did a red frame, but first I made it with marker. So let's do that. And I wrote on the top, marker and crayon, warm and cool leaves. Oh, one thing I want to point out is you can make your leaves warm or you can make your leaves cool. But if you make your leaves cool colors, the background needs to be warm. If you make your leaf warm colors, then the background needs to be cool. We just want to create that contrast and play with that contrast and see how that looks. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to use my ruler to help me make marker lines. You don't have to. You can just make marker lines with free-handed if you want to. But I'm going to do this just so it's a little bit faster while you're watching on the video. Go ahead and make marker, black marker all around the edges. It's a little bit hard to see when I've got it on a black piece of paper. Okay, now, once you've created those, and maybe you're doing crayons, so maybe you did those with a black crayon, you need to put diagonal lines in the corners to create the frame. And you can freehand attach these, but as I said, just to make it a little bit faster, I'm going to use my ruler to attach the diagonal lines that I created to make my frame. So go ahead and do that. And if you need to pause the video to give you some time, you know that you can do that as well. Okay, and now I have my frame. Okay, now for this one, I think I'll make an oak leaf. you can make whatever kind of leaf you want, including you could make several leaves instead of just making one leaf. But it's nice if your leaf has some movement to it. So it's, see how these are just not straight up leaves. They look like they're kind of falling, don't they? Okay, so for my oak leaves are round, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna start with the round part at the top. Then I'm gonna go ahead and make wavy lines getting bigger and then smaller. Leaves are organic, so they don't need to be perfect. They're perfect the way they are. And I'm going to go ahead and draw the veins of the leaves and see how they're just kind of going every which way. And if you want to, you can add some little lines off those because sometimes leaves have those, but you don't have to, however you want to do it. Okay, now I'm completely finished with my marker and I need to make a decision. Do I want to have my leaf be warm colors and the background be cool, or the opposite? I think I want my leaf to still be warm colors, kind of like this one. I like the way it really pops off the cool background, but you can do it however you want to. So I've grabbed some crayons here that are warm colors like red, orange, yellow, and colors that are in between red and orange and yellow. I have a big box of crayons, but you go ahead and take whatever you have and start with like sort of a darker one that you really want to show up. I like this, you know, pretty dark red right here. And then just start coloring and don't think it has to be perfect. What you want to do is just cover up all the white. When you look at an autumn leaf that's fallen on the ground, the leaf isn't neat looking. It's beautiful in its messiness. And plus it's fun to do it that way. So I'm going to give you a minute, just start coloring. I'm going to go around the edges here, but I need to leave some white for when I put in the other colors. Don't color the whole thing one color unless you want your leaf to be all one color. It's easier for me to color in this direction, so I'm turning my paper. It's kind of fun because you don't have to be neat at all. Hey, I'm noticing that I'm really shaking my camera here. I'll try to be a little slower so you don't get dizzy while you watch your art lesson. So once you choose the darker color that you want to put around and you're happy with how much of it you have, then you're going to add a slightly lighter color. Now, if you went with cool colors, maybe you started with a dark purple or a dark blue. I'm just going to stick some more little bits of this color in there, because my eventual goal is I don't want any white showing. Now I'm just overlapping on my dark color. Try not to shake the table too much. With a lighter, slightly lighter color, and see how my leaf is starting to take shape. So you go ahead and take your time and do that. I hope I'm not making you dizzy. And see how I'm overlapping? I'm not trying to go around. Now, the fun part of using marker instead of black crayon for the black part is that I can go over it. If I would have used black crayon, like when I did this one, I had to be careful because if I go over the black crayon, then my yellow crayon is going to start turning a little bit black. Okay, now I'm just going over everything with yellow. Just filling in all the white parts, but overlapping onto the other parts. And I'm coloring hard. Like my arm is getting tired. But the reason I'm coloring hard is I want to lay a lot of color on my paper. I don't want a pale fall leaf. If you want a pale fall leaf, then go ahead and color lightly. That's your artist's choice. You might not even want to throw a little brown on yours. I want mine really bright, so that's why I've made this choice. Okay, I'm pretty happy with how my leaf looks. Now I need to do the background. So for the background, I've chosen some cool colors, and I'll be picking between these for my background. So the background is stripes, and you can make your stripes going in any direction you want to. I think I'm going to choose for this one, I think I'm going to choose diagonal stripes going this way. So I'm going to start out with one crayon, and it doesn't matter which one I choose. I'm just going to go ahead and choose this one, and I'm going to make a diagonal line. Whoops, I hit the leaf, so I have to pretend my crayon's still going and finish it here. And pretend it's still going and keep going. And then keep adding stripes. And I'm trying to make pretty thick stripes because my goal here is to also cover the white. You wouldn't think you could cover all the white with just a whole bunch of crayon stripes, but you can. Now I'm going to pick another color and put it in between. And I'm going to keep adding stripes. So you do the same. We'll just keep adding stripes until we've got pretty much all the white covered. And I'm doing mine sort of in a pattern right now, but I'm not going to stick with it. Just lots of stripes with cool colors. Your choice which cool colors. So keep going. I'm just randomly now sticking in some green stripes here, as many as I can. Green is my favorite color, so I like a lot of green. I'm putting green in between everything. And you can see the white is kind of disappearing already. There might be a color that you're choosing to emphasize. Okay, and then I'm going to stick this one in here because it's pretty light. Just filling in the white and stopping when I get to my black lines. Now, at first, I was careful to have my main lines sort of going like that, but now I'm not even worrying about it. I go to one side of the leaf, the other side of the leaf, wherever I see white, I'm putting in some of this color so that it's fun. I want it to stay fun. Now I'm going to fill in with this purpley color, and I'm even like right here, just kind of filling in. Okay, you get the idea. I'm going to keep going until there's no white showing. So let's pretend I kept going until there was absolutely no white showing. I don't want you to have to wait for all that. Then I need to decide what color I want to put around my border, my frame. And I think I want to put, do I want to put orange, or is that like too much orange? I need to make a decision. What about pink? I think I'll do pink. So the next step is I'm going to color in the frame with my pink crayon, and you can do the same with whatever color you choose. When you're all finished, you'll need to make sure that you put your name at the top and what this activity was. So this activity is warm and cool color leaves. And you need to put your name right here. And I don't want you to have to watch the whole entire thing because you're probably eager to pay attention to your own artwork, but I will post my finished leaf on the slideshow. Okay, artists, see you next time.